So if you think about Dickens, whose works are illustrated from their first appearance, or Thackeray, who does his own illustrations, or the whole world of the literary annuals, which are heavily illustrated, high quality, expensive commercial productions.
But was poetry as well in the Victorian era poetry, was that also illustrated?
It very often was, not necessarily from its very first appearance, but often soon afterwards. And so Tennyson is a very good example of this, and Edward Moxon, the publisher of Tennyson, works with a number of prominent artists to produce illustrated editions of Tennyson that appear quite quickly after the first editions, and certainly within Tennyson's own lifetime.
So contemporary poets in the Victorian era, it was a common practice to be illustrating them.
That's right. On the whole, if you go into a rare books room in a library now and look at a shelf of books from the end of the 18th century, the very beginning of the 19th century, and then you look at a shelf of books from the second half of the 19th century, the second shelf of books is much more likely to be illustrated, and also much more extensively illustrated. Not just there are illustrations there, but there are more of them. And that has to do with changes in the technologies of printing, the rise of lithography, the increasing use of steel plate engraving, and there's a whole kind of book history there of why those illustrations became more popular.
More popular and more numerous.
Yes.